So I'm Vicki Bates. I'm a video coach. I have been a professional actress for 17 years, I think, officially. I went to drama school and, little known fact, did a postgrad master's degree in acting for TV, film and radio. So very specific, know lots about microphone technique, know lots about voice technique, know lots about appearing on screen. So here we are, all these years later, and I did a coaching degree. I did a coaching qualification as well a few years ago, and started off actually with voice, because voice is something that fascinates me. And so I was a voice and confidence coach, and then I was a voice and visibility coach, and then recently I've started calling myself a video coach, because that's really what I help people with. I help people feel comfortable on camera. I help people actually enjoy making videos and going live. I know it sounds crazy, but it does happen. And I help people with the process of appearing on screen, and particularly to promote their businesses. And I love working with women. I'm all about empowering women and female entrepreneurs. So I'm always interested when people say that they are really happy to talk and happy to present, but something happens when they get in front of a camera. And it's true, isn't it? If you've ever done a photo shoot, or if you've ever watched anybody do a photo shoot, it's really interesting because it takes a while to warm up. And I think any photographer will tell you as well that part of their job is kind of to warm their subject up, to get them ready to take brilliant photographs. So being on video, being on screen is not a natural thing to do at all. We're not designed to watch ourselves and to listen to ourselves. So it's no wonder that it feels kind of weird. And I think doubly so when you're talking about yourself and about your business, because particularly as women, we're not supposed to stand out, be proud of our achievements, talk about ourselves, brag, I suppose. And so we have this kind of double bind where we're putting ourselves out there, and it feels, tips can I give you, because I am apt to go on a little bit, so I'm going to try and keep this short. Got so much information. One of the first things I say to people is always to prepare. This has a kind of twofold reason for this. One is that being prepared helps you feel more confident because you've done all the prep work. And the second thing is it gets you out of overwhelm and procrastination, because I'm sure many of you will recognize that feeling of, oh, I need to make a video. Oh, I should be making videos. Oh, I'm going to make a video. And then not actually getting around to it. Or maybe you've started with videos and it all went really well, and then you kind of lost momentum and kind of think, oh, I must get back to making those videos, and oh, I'm going to write a list of videos I'm going to make, and then kind of just never happens. So what I advise for overwhelm and procrastination is to prepare. And one of my mantras is over prepare and under rehearse. So when I'm talking about prep, I'm talking about really practical steps that are not to do with the content. So it's not to do with learning a script. It's not to do with trying to kind of remember what you're going to say. The prep is all in kind of, well, it's tech, I suppose. So framing is really what we call newsreader framing. So it's head and shoulders, really straightforward. One of the things I would say is that if you can put your device at eye level, or even slightly up, you'll see these Instagram influencers, they're always going, because that's a really flattering angle. So looking slightly up into a device is super flattering, but if you can't do that, look straight on. Try and avoid, if you can, looking down, which lots of people do because obviously our laptops are on the table. But if you can put it on a box or just anything that you've got at home, it just makes a big difference to the framing. I'm not very happy with my framing because it's got too much stuff in the background and I would like it to be a bit tighter, but I didn't fiddle about with my camera this morning. So just checking if he's still with me. No.
Yeah.
Lighting is the other one. Now I'm doing what I tell other people to do, which is I'm sitting in front of a window. Okay. So lighting, framing, and the other thing is headphones. Who here uses headphones when they're on Zoom? I can see Lizzie, Lisa, Claire. Anybody else? Okay. One of the advantages of using headphones is that it eliminates external noise. So it's really useful. Not only it means that my laptop, for example, is not very loud. And so I like to use headphones because I hear better. But it does also help eliminate that external sound. And nowadays, nearly all headphones have got microphones on. And again, that helps. Even these Bluetooth ones that I'm using, it helps to direct the sound. And honestly, even the cheapest, headphones that you get with your phone, they are so worth it. So I would always use headphones if you can. That's my audio tip. So framing, lighting, audio, and then where and what are you going to record on? Well, most people will use a smartphone, obviously. It's quite cheap these days to get a selfie stick. And I find that's useful because otherwise my arm gets tired if I'm trying to hold my phone. It's nice to go outside, but again, definitely use headphones if you're doing outside broadcast because you do get a lot of peripheral noise. And what else could you need? Some people use microphones. I have a little lapel microphone, but honestly, it's not necessary. So don't get worried about the tech side of things. Then, what are you going to say? Does anybody have issues with content? Does anybody wonder what on earth they're going to say? Oh, thank you, Sinead. Anybody? Yeah?
I sometimes start, but I don't know how to finish a video. I know what I'm going to say, but then towards the end, I'm like, and thank you so much, and okay, bye. I don't have a proper ending.
Right. So one of the things I say is that you can work out a beginning and an end, and you can end all your videos the same way and end all your, start all your videos the same way as well. So really simple. Hello, I'm Vicki Bates. I'm your video coach. My business is Generally Speaking. I'm going to tell you about XYZ. So there is a structure that you can use with videos, which is essentially, obviously, an introduction, the meaty bit, which is whatever you're going to talk about. And I always say, keep it to maximum 3 points, because otherwise you might get lost and the audience might get lost. Then you've got your call to action, which is really important. What is it you want people to do when they've watched your video? And it can be something as simple as leave a comment. Obviously, if you can direct them towards your website, your sign-up page, your offer, something like that, that's great. But make sure you tell the viewer what you want them to do at the end of the video. And then you can sign off. And I think it's quite often important to repeat your name and your business, which may sound repetitive to you, but actually we've probably already forgotten from the beginning of the video. So yes, work out an intro that you're comfortable with, work out a farewell, and remember your call to action. Now, when it comes to the actual recording and what you're going to talk about, you've got so many stories. You've got so much to tell. Honestly, I can't tell you. You have a wealth of content within you, not just about your business, not just about your product, but how you got there, obstacles you've overcome, a bit about your personal life, your business journey, your origin story. Why did you get started? We love to look behind the scenes. Where do you work? What does it look like? And when it comes to customers and what I call how-to videos, you know, how to use this product, how to work with me. Just imagine that we're toddlers and we've never done this before, and talk us through the process, even if it's just, this is how you book a call with me, or this is how you make an appointment, and this is what we do on an appointment. Because honestly, one of the things that puts people off contacting you is A, it's not easy. They have to search for your landing page or your phone number or whatever. And the second thing is they don't really know what to expect. So making it super easy for people, this is, you know, this is my customer journey, and break it up into pieces. It doesn't have to be, you know, a whole half-hour video of this is exactly what we go through. Just give them a taster. Oh, yes, thank you. Is that Sinead? Yeah, brilliant. So there is tons of content there. And the other thing that I think is really important is when you're talking to the camera or the microphone, but let's say camera, imagine that you're talking to your best customer or your best friend. And in some cases, they're the same person. But imagine you're having a chat with your client and you have this amazing thing that you're going to tell them. It's a bit of information, it's a service, it's a product, and you just can't wait to let them know how freaking amazing this thing is. That gives you energy, that gives you excitement, enthusiasm. And not only that, you're telling them for their benefit, because they're going to love this product. They're going to love using this service. They are going to thank you for sharing that bit of information. And that's the kind of energy you want to go in with, that kind of excitement. And really, it's like almost your duty to share this amazing, you know, service or product with the world. And so that one person that you're speaking to is really going to benefit from what you tell them. And that's whether you're doing a little training video or you're doing a sales video, whatever you're doing, the story that you're telling is going to be of huge benefit to the person on the other side of the camera. There's my voice going. So that's a good tip as well to bear in mind. There are lots of other things. Somebody said ums and ers earlier. I'm gonna talk a bit about ums and ers. By the way, if you've got any questions, if there's anything you want to know, please pop it in the chat and I will have a look. Ums and ers can be eliminated by slowing down, which sounds counterintuitive. But when you slow down your speech, even to the point where it might feel a bit unnatural, what sorry, I've got a frog in my throat. What happens is that, so the reason we rush is that we are excited, nervous, we're trying to get to the end, we're trying to remember everything, we're talking at kind of conversational speed. But you can afford to slow down on video and on Zoom, on a screen generally. You can afford to take your time. And it will eliminate your ums and ahs because it gives you that bit of extra time to think of what you're going to say. It also makes you sound quite authoritative and a little bit serious, perhaps. So I would always advocate, in fact, my number one tip for anybody in any kind of public speaking situation is to breathe and slow down. Take some breaths before you start, and remember to breathe while you're doing it as well. It's okay to take a moment and just go, ah. And now we're going to talk about something else. So slowing down does eliminate ums and ahs. Now, the other thing that I wanted to say before I go to questions, or I can tell you some of the things that my clients come to me with, is the most important ingredients in any video or any live or any online communication is you. We want to see you, and we want to see you being you. Nobody cares if you need to lose 10 pounds. Nobody cares if you need a haircut. Nobody cares if you're, even wearing makeup or not, although I'm with Aisling, I do feel better when I wear a bit of makeup. We want to see you being authentically you. So I'm very animated, as we've already discovered. So I'm trying really hard not to you know, make the internet connection gods cross. But if you're, you know, messy, chaotic, if you're umming and ahhing, stumbling over your words, don't let that put you off. It's really important, I think, to get going with your videos. Be brave, make mistakes, and just start to build up that confidence, that resilience, and start to build a library. And again, get yourself a YouTube channel. You can put your videos as private, you can put your videos as unlisted, so only people with the link can see them. But get going on your YouTube channel and get some videos in the library so you've got some content. And the brilliant thing about that is you can just keep reusing it. Imagine if you just made one video a week, this time next year you'd have 52 videos. Brilliant, right? And videos don't have to be, some can be short, 30 seconds, 1 minute, some can be longer if you wish. It's entirely up to you. And I guess what I want to do is I want people to kind of realize that it doesn't have to be scary, and that the more you get going with it, the more you start to feel confident. And once you feel confident, the more you will experiment and be creative and be less kind of bothered about what people think. Because I think that's a big thing that gets in the way. We get so self-conscious. I have a really interesting paradox that people come to me with when they talk about going live. They go like, but what if hundreds of people are watching? And I'll go, yeah, brilliant, because, you know, they're all getting your info. And the other thing is, but what if nobody's watching? Equally brilliant, because then you get to practice without any pressure. So get on with it is my other tip. Breathe, slow down, get on with it. Get your prep all sorted. Walk around the house, decide where you're going to record, or in the garden or wherever it is. Get your smartphone and whatever else you have, and just play around, have fun with it. But above all, make a start. That is really important.